Romans it reads like almost a systematic soteriology, or the doctrine of salvation. It's Paul giving the gospel in systematic fashion. There are really three parts to the book of Romans, and it's all about righteousness, the fact that we are not righteous, that God requires righteousness, and here's how to be righteous, or here's how to be counted righteous. The first part of the book, really the first 2.5 chapters through the middle part of Romans 3, the theme is how we have defied God's righteousness, that we have sinned and we are alienated from God and in this hopeless state. And you could call that first section of Romans righteousness defied. Then Paul turns in the middle of Romans 3 to the subject of justification by faith, explaining that because Christ died to pay the penalty of our sin, and because he lived a perfect life, he supplies the righteousness we need to be right with God. And Paul goes on to talk about that truth and various things related to the doctrine of justification for another, at least through chapter 11. Where he even gets into future issues, what's going to happen, in the end and all of that. And I would call that righteousness supplied, how Christ has supplied the righteousness we need. And then he takes another sort of dramatic turn in Romans 12 and begins to talk about the practical aspects of living righteously. And now that we are redeemed, how do we live, And I would call that third section righteousness applied. So it's righteousness defied, righteousness supplied, righteousness applied. And those three different sections sort of take you on a logical journey through Paul's discussion in Romans. It's all about righteousness.